And good Friday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we officially begin the weekend. And as you do this, do not forget, although it's raining today, it's St. Patrick's Day to find something green. I guess the pinching still happens out there. Y'all tell me. But it is St. Patrick's Day, and again, it's going to be a wet one. Now, most of the severe weather is going to lie to the south of the Meridian area. Let's call it Laurel, Hattiesburg at this point of what we're expecting today. Let's go ahead and pull up Meridian Honda radar for you to get a kind of a look at where we are and what's going on with the radar this morning, where the rain is. As we pull this up, you'll notice this is what is approaching the Laurel, Hattiesburg area. Lots of rain coming in from Louisiana. As we zoom in on this, we do have some light shower activity. Well, it's a little bit more than light. This yellow is heavy at times as it moves across the West Lauderdale area, southern Kemper County here on Highway 45. Just across there in that 2-mile bottom. We do have showers just to the south and east of Decatur and all along I-20 in between Chunky and just about to the Scott County line. So I highly suggest, we know how it is in between here, that stretch of I-20. Very dangerous. It always holds water, so if you've got to go that way. As we look at Jasper County, y'all are getting this in that northern portion of the county. Look at that. As we turn on location to get a bird's eye view of what's happening this morning from Montrose all the way from Lewin up here on Highway 15, takes you right into downtown Newton. Right there, yep, right there across from Myers Processing as you come in. Heavy rain. Now, as you get back over here east of Chunky, it gets a little bit better. But again, this is moving to the northeast, so the Meridian area is going to get this. May not be flooding or raining hard where you are right now, but it will. Down around Shibuda, just east of the Dollar General, a few showers there. And we show that Gilbertown, Alabama, up through here, yep, right there at Toxie. Y'all are getting wet as well. Highway 17 there in Bama, and showers off to the southeast of Waynesboro this morning. As we look up here around Stark, Vegas, these areas, not much going on. We do have a few showers as you cross out of Kemper County into Noxubee County, headed toward the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Again, nothing too serious. Some showers there. We'll tell you all about this, but grab a jacket before you head out this morning because temperatures are going to start dropping. We're sitting at 63 right now. This will drop to somewhere around 52 by 5 o'clock. You mix that with 30-mile-an-hour gusts, what do you get? Cold, wet, cold. We don't want that to happen to you, so dress appropriately, grab you an umbrella, and be prepared for whatever happens out there today. Sydney Pickett, how are you this morning? Good to see you. Clarkdale community is up. Mr. Richard Nelson, good to see you as well. Bumped into him the other day out at Rock House. Good to see you. Steve Juan McKinnon is up. Raining really hard there in Battlefield. It sure is up 19 there. Mike Dallas is up. Good to see you. Roy, Janice, Idell Clark. How are you this morning? Glad to see you. And Reggie McKee. So many of you up and making your day, starting it out with us. Can't thank you enough. And we've got a lot going on. We'll give you some hints of it, of what's right around the corner at 7 o'clock. Let's go out now to Collinsville. We all need a good word, a good message, some guidance. Well, they'll do that for you there at Collinsville First Baptist. Here's Brother Ben. He'll tell you more this morning.
The religious leaders in Jesus' day were always trying to stump him with questions and conundrums. Back then, they had sort of denominations, if you will, in Judaism, kind of like we have Baptists, Methodists, Presbyterians, and so on. They had Pharisees and Sadducees and a few other lesser groups. Well, the Sadducees were well known for not believing in a future bodily resurrection. And so they came to Jesus with a question about that very thing, the resurrection, trying to stump him. They said, "Teacher, if a man marries a woman and he dies and she marries another man and that man dies and then she marries another man and he dies as well, all the way down through 7 marriages and 7 husbands dying. And then after that, the woman dies. In the resurrection, whose wife out of all 7 of those men will this woman be?" And I'm sure inside they were giddy because they thought, oh man, we've got him now. We're going to make him look silly in front of this crowd. But Jesus rebuked them. He said, "You're wrong because you know not the scriptures nor the power of God. For in the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like the angels in heaven in that regard." But he didn't stop there. Knowing their disbelief in the future resurrection from the dead, he continued. "And as for the resurrection, have you not read what was said to you by God? I'm the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not God of the dead, but God of the living." And when the Sadducees heard this, they had nothing more to say. And the crowd was astonished at his teaching. Beloved, just as Jesus Christ was raised from death to life, so will all who turn from sin and trust in Him. He is indeed the God of the living. The resurrection is coming. Are you ready? Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. I think I'm going to have Brother Ben explain to me a little bit more on that subject, the 7 wives, and maybe I understand, but I need a little bit more guidance on that subject. That is a topic that is brought up often. When you pass away, you get remarried, you go to heaven, what happens? Yeah, I do. I need to be schooled on that just a teeny bit more. Thank you, Brother Ben. We do appreciate that. You can join them Wednesday night, or how about this Sunday morning? If you like a nice church to go to, great folks. Visit with them there. Highway 19, you can't miss it. There on the, if you're going toward Philadelphia on the left, coming into Meridian, it's on the right. Great place to stop and visit. Well, as we begin our day, there's a lot to talk about. Shootings in Newton County, wrecks in Lauderdale County that happened yesterday, car chases. It's a bunch to talk about. We'll get all that beginning at 7. Don't miss out on it. Also, we're going to have a special guest in with us this morning talking about tornado preparedness, of being ready. Greg Chatham will join us here from Lima to talk about this. It's going to be a great topic. What do you do? How do you do it? Well, it's important. Your life is one of the most important things there is. Well, it is. Outside religion and family, y'all all know what I mean by that. It's very important that you protect you and yours. Now, as we get it going, let's look at a few headlines today across it. Believe it or not, and if y'all will remember some 5, 6, 7 years ago, a guy that said at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue had that one moment where all the ISIS bunch was together. Who could have said, take care of it. They didn't. They're seeing a new ISIS threat against the West now. Europe, Asia, from Afghanistan, they're saying it's going to be very large within the next 6 months. They're getting prepared. We don't know what they're doing. It does make you feel uneasy, though. But ISIS is not gone. Keep it in mind, and I've mentioned that many, many, many times about being prepared. I think our nation has gotten real laxed on what happens in other places and what could happen to the American people. And I don't know if you've the Assistant Secretary of Health. Her name is Rachel Levine. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of her. Let me click on this so you can take a picture of her. Here she is. This is from Daily Mail. This just so you get a understanding of who I'm talking about. Now, she works with the Biden administration. The headline reads this morning that Transgender Assistant Secretary of Health Rachel Levine says changing kids' genders has the highest support of the Biden administration and is the key to the mental health of minors. Not going any further on that, but I thought you should know that. The Biden supports that. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's what's shaping our nation. We have a lot of lawmakers that agree with things of that nature. Do you agree? Okay, that's good. If you don't, go vote. That comes up every 2 to 4 years, depending on what race it is. But we try to pass along what affects you, the families, the backbone of America, each and every day. Barack, former president, was seen, and I didn't realize that Ashton Kutcher had his own private jet, but it's big, and he's loaned it to the former president to fly out of L.A. Just caught that out of my eye. I thought that was interesting as we look at all of that. As we glance around, let's see here. We'll tell you about Mississippi, what's happening today. We got a new fruit. We'll wait till the guys come in this morning to talk about all those subjects. One thing that I did want to show before we come back and do a complete weather forecast is where the severe weather will lie today. Where is it? Let's pull this up where you can take a look from radar this morning. Here it is right there. Across this area here is the level 1. As you'll see, Meridian, not quite so bad. Let me pull this down where you can get rid of that and see better. We're not under anything, some light showers. You have to get to Waynesboro before you get to a level 1, and now it's moved a little bit further south out of Laurel on down to the Hattiesburg area. That's where it is all the way to the coast, taking in Mobile, all of this area from New Iberia all the way over right there to Panama City, those areas. That's at level 2 today. We'll watch that. Could there be bad weather for those folks? It could be. We'll be right back as we start this Friday morning.
Mike Rice here with Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale. Auctioneer number 1614 with another awesome estate sale for you guys. We have an estate auction here in Meridian, Mississippi on Highway 19 North. The address is 6141 Highway 19 North. You can go to High Bid right now and check it out at www.mikericeauctions.highbid.com. It's a beautiful estate. Check it out. Bid on something. You might just win it. I'm going to tell you, this is probably one of the coolest auctions that we've ever done.
And that auction will be ending soon, so make sure you take a part of it. Have a 1948 Lincoln. I'm not sure if they called them town cars then, but it's a 1948 Lincoln. Pretty cool. Take a look at it. It's there on the website if you'd like to bid on something from that estate sale. Neat how it works. All right, let's get into our forecast this morning.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Those record highs, record lows, 1963. It was a warm 87 today. Back in 88, I was at East Mississippi Junior College on this date back then. It was 27 degrees. I can barely remember it. Getting to class was hard. As we look at that forecast today, 63 for Meridian as we move northward through Philadelphia, 60, and it'll hold steady all the way up past Columbus Air Force Base as we move south. A little bit warmer there in Hattiesburg where the storms are coming through, 62 at Brookhaven, and cooler as we get near that Mississippi-Louisiana line, 58 there in Natchez as we come across. We look at Bama Land this morning. What's going on there? Whoop, we got a little ahead of ourselves, didn't we? It doesn't want to stay still. As we glance there, Selma 68, Demopolis 64 today. We should see 63 there in Livingston. That'll carry on right up through Epps and Gainesville in those areas. And 70 over at Montgomery as we look at those rain chances and what the severe weather will do. 7 a.m. until noon. And again, all of this is going to be south of the Meridian area as we looked at the radar just a moment ago, the bad weather. It is going to be rain drizzling throughout the day and getting wet, but remember, those temperatures are going to be dropping. Let's see here. This is what's coming Monday night, Tuesday night. Cold weather. Don't let this sneak up on you as you need to cover up your plants and vegetation so they won't get hurt. Temps will fall about 32 or so, and then again on Tuesday also. Again, this is a limited threat right out there. And the last time it was a little bit above that 34, but it is Mother Nature. It could do it. We don't want to, either way, it wouldn't be good on your plants, would it? As we look here, this is the threat over in Bama Land as they've got this here, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on this side as it moves through here on the Gulf Coast areas there. Troy, those areas will also be that level 2 as we looked at on the map just a moment ago. As we look across the nation, kind of normal where we are. Cold front out in California making its way toward West Texas. As we pull this up, this is our 7-day forecast brought to us by our friends out at Wilson Saw and Outdoor. Hadn't been in lately, visit with them. As we look at this, we show that today, 65, we'll get down to 37. That's kind of chilly. Saturday night, what do I see? 30 degrees Saturday night as you wake up to go to church, but even colder as we've got that early morning frost thing. 28 as you wake up overnight from Sunday morning to go to work on Monday. We'll hit 32 there on that overnight low, but high Sunday, only 48. That's going to be drastic for us after we've been walking around in short sleeve shirts and enjoying ourselves in 70 and 80 degree weather. That'll wake you up, that's for sure, as we start seeing these temperatures. Don't worry, we're in the south. They're right back to 80 before you know it. That's Thursday. 81 for our high on Thursday. As we do the extended forecast, it's holding steady way above 70 after the 24th, all the way to the end of the month, March 31st, as we get ready for, what is it? April Fool's Day after that. All right, as we look at our best fishing times today, Chet tells us over at Chet's Paint and Body, 9 a.m. today, 9 to 11 is your best time to hit your favorite fishing spot. Now, keep in mind, we're going to be having, as this is updated, 30-mile-an-hour gust today. That's quite a bit, isn't it? So you'll have to hold on to that line just right to cast it out. Woof. Good morning, Jeff Lewis. Good to see you there. Corey is up, feeling good. And a lot of you saying, thank goodness it's Friday. Almost makes you think of George Jones automatically, doesn't it? I'm sure it does. We are roughly 15 minutes away from the top of the hour as we'll get ready for the morning show. Hope you'll join us. Odie's back and filling in this morning. We do appreciate that. Spoke with Deb last night. She's feeling a little bit better there. We do hope you've got a smile, and we'll do this all together. It's going to be the fastest hour on television headed your way. We'll be right here at Facebook and YouTube as well, and even on Twitter. Anywhere you want to watch us, or our website, you can go there, sammedia.network. Either place, just make sure you're here to watch as we begin this Friday together and another weekend. Dorothy Ford, I see you up. Good to see you. Glad you're with us. Ann Hall, good morning. Charles Favre, morning. A lot of you up and at 'em. Jeff, you behave. We'll be back shortly as we get this day underway.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: